Alright guys, so welcome back to some more Apex. Hope you're having a very good day as always, and I hate to have to make today's video because I just spoke about this like 2 days ago. I talked about how Apex right now has been kind of frustrating the community because of certain changes in the LTM and with the event as a whole, and I hate to have to come back and talk about this again because for you guys who have been watching my videos recently, I have been trying to, make more positive videos and more uplifting videos about this game because while Apex is not a perfect game, there's already so much negativity surrounding Apex, so much hate, so much unnecessary hate, and I kind of want to just bring some, positivity to this game. But when the Apex community as a whole is upset over a very specific thing, it only makes sense to actually make a video and address it for you guys who may not know why it's such a big deal, right? So we're basically going to be talking about the state of Apex right now because Apex is in a very, interesting state. There are some very good changes that Respawn made with the most recent update, but they also made some not so good changes, and coupled those changes with some existing issues that the game already has, it just makes for some very, annoying situations in Apex. So before I actually give you guys my thoughts and my opinions on what's going on right now, what do you think about the current state of Apex? Do you think that the new LTM is trash? Do you like the new LTM? Do you think that the event on a whole was a misstep by Respawn? What are your thoughts? Leave your comments down below. As I always say, I do read every single comment, so don't be shy. Drop your thoughts in the comment section and drop a like on the video as well so it reaches as far as possible. I want hopefully somebody from Respawn to see this video because we never know who could be watching. Maybe somebody from Respawn could be watching this video and some changes could be made by you just simply leaving your thoughts down below and dropping a like. So don't be shy guys, leave a like and tell me your thoughts on the current state of this game. Alright, so let's start things off with the existing LTM and the already existing event, right? Obviously the collection event dropped about a week ago, and with it, Respawn also introduced this brand new LTM. I'm sure everybody could see that this LTM just has not been received very well by the community because people just don't like it. People seriously don't like it. I have seen, some few comments of people saying that they do like it, but for the most part, guys, the majority of the community right now just does not enjoy this LTM. And I understand why. The LTM to me is a very interesting idea in theory, but when you're actually playing Apex, having to deal with these big ring flares kind of like obstructing your I would say your ways to rotate, it does make the game very annoying, right? And it could cost you a lot of gunfights as well. Now I do understand maybe why Respawn wanted to try this LTM on KC. Obviously, Kings Canyon is a map that just kind of promotes third parties, and because of this LTM, it does kind of restrict the amount of third parties that take place. But I feel like the ring flares just don't really accomplish that in my opinion. They just make the game feel more stressful and more annoying to play. Now the ring flares aren't like extremely difficult to deal with, they are very manageable, but it's just kind of like a added thing that you have to always consider when you're playing Apex, and to me it just doesn't really need to be in the game right now. It kind of feels forced a bit, like Respawn was trying to just drop a LTM randomly and they chose this one. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of this LTM, and I've seen so many comments saying that you guys don't like this LTM as well. So the upside about this whole situation is that Respawn obviously will gather all of this information, and this should make Respawn think twice about introducing this LTM in the game a second time around, because obviously the community does not approve of it. We don't like it, and this will obviously give Respawn some very valuable information moving forward. So there is a positive in this situation. There's also been a pretty bad audio bug since this collection event dropped, and although it doesn't affect me too much because it's just a bug, people have also been saying that this audio bug is insane and it's annoying, and it makes the game less enjoyable for them. So I'm not sure how the game development process actually works, but I feel like Respawn should have caught this bug in testing before they dropped this LTM. I don't know, it's a very obvious bug. It's very it's clear as day. It's obviously a very loud and obnoxious bug, and I just feel like Respawn should have been able to catch this in playtesting. They most likely will release a patch very soon to take out this bug, and hopefully we don't have to wait all the way until season 9 for Respawn to address this, because that will be quite annoying. So that's the main recent issues taking place in Apex. There are many creators speaking out about this right now, many really big and established content creators, and with all of this talk going around, I feel like it's impossible for Respawn not to take notice and not to at least try to implement a change very soon. So what are your thoughts on the current LTM? What are your thoughts on the audio bug? And do you think Respawn needs to just completely vault this LTM and never bring it back again? What do you guys think? Now let's move on and talk about the current state of Apex, because Apex, as I said, is in a very interesting state. Going into Season 8, Respawn made some very, I would say some very small changes, but these changes did make a very big difference. First of all, guys, one of the biggest issues everyone has is the whole Octane Revenant meta in Ranked. Now, my thoughts on this is that Octane is in a very good place. I feel like Octane does not need a nerf. Octane is perfect where he is, but obviously using his jump pad along with Revenant's ult is kind of like a cheese, right? I mean, I've been in so many situations in Ranked where I happen to like kill off an entire team, right? And there it is, some random team camping, just waiting for our gunfight to be over. They pop the Revenant out, they launch Octane's launch pad, and they third party when we're all like 1 HP. So it is a very cheesy meta right now, and I mean, you can't really blame people for abusing it because obviously they want to find the easiest way to get RP in Ranked. Those players might be hot trash, they most likely are trash, but you can't even blame them for wanting to use this, you know, Octane Revenant cheese. I'm not sure how Respawn will address this. I think that what Respawn needs to do is, when you're in Revenant's ult, maybe your teammates can't use their abilities, but it's interesting to nerf Revenant because I feel like Revenant also needs a very small buff to his climbing, so Respawn should have their hands full with finding some way to balance this whole Revenant Octane situation, but it is a very annoying meta right now in Ranks because of that. The meta is also annoying because of the Spitfire, guys. The Spitfire to me is a very unfair gun in this game in many different scenarios. It has a lot of bullets, it's very easy to control, and you could be easily winning a gunfight with the R99 up close, which is a SMG and it's supposed to be strong up close, but because someone has a Spitfire, they win. Only because they have like twice the magazine that you have. So the Spitfire for sure 100% needs a nerf. I feel like Respawn most likely will nerf this in Season 9, but if you guys hop into Apex right now, whether you're in Ranked or pubs, everyone is just using the Spitfire. It's insane, and it's a very OP gun. It's a very OP gun right now, and I think Respawn needs to nerf it. I mean, I can't blame anyone for wanting to use it. It obviously is really strong right now, so why would you not want to use it? I use it sometimes too. I think we need to blame Respawn for even wanting to buff the Spitfire in Season 8 because it was already a very strong gun before Season 8. I'm not sure why Respawn wanted to buff it, but they did, and now it's insane. And the last issue I want to touch on before I talk about the positives about Apex right now is King's Canyon. People don't like this map. No, I'm not saying to completely remove KC from this game because it is fun sometimes, but I feel like if we're playing on this map over and over and over, it becomes very boring very quickly, because to me, out of all of the maps in this game, King's Canyon is probably the least enjoyable to play on, mainly because of how it's laid out. I'm not even sure why Respawn brought back King's Canyon in Season 8 because they made some very small changes, but for the most part, guys, the map is the exact same. It's really the same map as it was in Season 5 and Season 6, so I'm not sure why Respawn brought it back so quickly, but I feel like I speak for a lot of people right now when I say that King's Canyon needs to just take a step back for a while, because I want to see Olympus, I want to see World's Edge. We want to see different maps Respawn. Like those two maps, Olympus and World's Edge, are such fun maps in my opinion, such good maps that I'm not sure why Respawn isn't utilizing them more and actually putting them in the game. They're really fun maps to play on. So because of King's Canyon, because of the LTM, because of the meta, because of, you know, all of these mixture of things, that's why I feel the Apex community is so upset and so annoyed right now, and why Apex might be in some serious trouble if Respawn don't make changes by the time Season 9 drops. But I have faith. I think Respawn knows exactly what they're doing. I feel like Respawn has made these changes for a reason, believe it or not, and I feel like by the time Season 9 is here, we'll see some, you know, positive change, and all of this frustration by everyone will just be gone. At least I hope so. Now, we can't just end the video off on a bad note, because there are some positive things right now about Apex, right? First of all, the player base seems to be very active and very healthy. Over on Twitch, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Reddit, yes, it's very toxic sometimes, we know this guys, but for the most part compared to like season 6 or season 7 even, for some reason right now people seem to really be interested in Apex. People seem to be very, you know, optimistic about Apex, and people are playing Apex a lot as well. You know, the numbers are up, which is good, and you guys might not really care, but if the game is doing good, that means that Apex will have, you know, more resources, which most likely will make the game more enjoyable for us to play in the long run. So if the game is more successful, that's just a plus for everyone who even wants to play this game. Respawn also made some very positive legend changes. For example, Rampart is now good. I see so many Ramparts in the game and she's actually useful. Like, she actually has usage now because her walls are stronger, so that's good. Gibby and Caustic are more balanced now, which is also great. So it shows that Respawn has been listening to a certain extent. They have been listening and they are trying to make, you know, some positive changes. And as I said before, right, Apex will never be perfect. Obviously, everything won't be perfect at the exact same time, but we are seeing some positive and, you know, good changes in certain areas of the game as well, which, as I said before, most likely will be a very fun season for this game. I'll link the video down below. Go check on my season 9 video, guys. But season 9 will be a very, you know, interesting season and exciting season for us to play. So the game isn't in the best of states right now. It could be a lot better, but I still have hope. I'm still optimistic. I'm still somewhat enjoying Apex, and I feel like we have a lot more, you know, things to come very soon. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in some more Apex. Till next time.